Which choice best describes the function of the underlined portion in the text as a whole? Scholarly accounts of the Chicano movement, a movement that advocated for the social, political, and cultural empowerment of Mexican Americans and reached its zenith in the 1960s and 1970s, tend to focus on the most militant, outspoken figures in the movement, making it seem uniformly radical. Geographer Juan Herrera has shown, however, that if we shift our focus toward the way the movement manifested in comparatively low-profile neighborhood institutions and projects, we see participants espousing an array of political orientations and approaches to community activism. So option choice A says it presents a trend in scholarship on the Chicano movement that the text claims has been reevaluated by researchers in light of Herrera's work on the movement's participants. So this is incorrect because although it highlights how Herrera's work made contributions to highlighting how many parts of the Chicano movement were focused mostly on the militant and outspoken figures in the movement, making it seem uniformly radical, it acknowledges this, but it highlights how these claims have been reevaluated by researchers, which is not highlighted in the text, and therefore A is incorrect. B. It identifies an aspect of the Chicano movement that the text implies was overemphasized by scholars due to their own political orientations. This is incorrect because nothing in the text highlights how the scholars were influenced by their own political orientations, although it does highlight that an aspect of the Chicano movement was overemphasized. But because of this political orientations aspect, B is incorrect. C. It describes a common approach to studying the Chicano movement that, according to the text, obscures the ideological diversity of the movement's participants. So this seems to be the correct answer because it correctly highlights how the other scholars focused on the most militant and outspoken figures in the movement, making it seem uniformly radical, but Juan Herrera has shown that if they focus on how the movement manifested in low-profile neighborhood institutions and projects, then they can see an array of political orientations and approaches, which highlights the whole picture of the Chicano movement. So therefore, C seems to be the correct answer. D. Summarizes the conventional method for analyzing the Chicano movement, which the text suggests creates a misleading impression of the effectiveness of neighborhood institutions and projects. This is incorrect because nothing in the text highlights the effectiveness of neighborhood institutions and projects. It only highlights how Juan Herrera showed that the Chicano movement, which was described by the scholarly accounts, lacked the whole picture, and that if they focused on neighborhood institutions and projects, then they could see the whole picture of the Chicano movement. Nothing in the text, though, highlights the effectiveness of these neighborhood institutions and projects. Therefore, D is incorrect. The correct answer is C.